G'day guys, I've got a pretty special video for you. What I'm about to show you is the reason I wanted to get into making videos about rugby league in the first place. What I want to try and do is shed some light on the wonderful people around our game and the great work that all our clubs do off the field, and hopefully in the process, maybe a few less people will see our game as a sport for thugs. Though, I don't want to talk about myself too much, because I've got some better people to talk about. A couple of wonderful Broncos fans, Ryan Angle and Jessica Wright. Ryan is an elite athlete in his own right, having represented Queensland in track and field for the last 3 years, breaking national records each and every year and captaining the state's team of 150 athletes. He also represented Queensland in swimming and is a rugby union player for the Maleny Bushrangers on the Sunshine Coast. Unfortunately, 2 months after his 13th birthday, Ryan fell seriously ill and in an induced coma, having been diagnosed with meningitis. For those who aren't aware, meningitis is when the membranes that surround the brain and spinal cord become infected by bacteria or viruses. Ryan has spent the last few months relearning how to walk, and it was here that the Broncos and their players showed the champions that they are. Darius Boyd and Ali Brigginshaw took time out of their busy schedule to visit Ryan at the Queensland Children's Hospital, providing support and encouragement with his difficult and long road to recovery. Ryan has since been released from hospital and is now home with friends and family. The Broncos Community Services Coordinator, Bridget Donnelly, has since been contacted by a member of the community of Maleny, where Ryan lives, who has expressed the massive effect that the visit has had on Ryan. Jess is a 26-year-old Broncos diehard who was diagnosed with neurofibromatosis, or NF, at the age of 3. NF is when tumours form on the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. They can also form externally on any part of the body. Jess has had a tough road, having to struggle with learning and speech issues through school and multiple health-related problems, including tumours growing on her body and bladder and bowel problems. While her health will allow, Jess has made a bucket list to enjoy some of what life has to offer. One of the items on her bucket list was, of course, to meet the Brisbane Broncos, and the club was kind enough to organise for Jess to attend a training session where she was able to meet the players and made a particularly special connection with Andrew McCulloch. This meant a lot to Jessica, and when Andrew found out, he organised to see her again, taking dinner to her home, and he spent 2 hours talking with her. Jess's carer said she hasn't seen Jess this happy in a long time. I wish both Ryan and Jess the absolute best on their futures, and hope they get everything they wish for. I will put a link in the description for both their GoFundMe pages so you can catch up with how they are going, read their story, and contribute if you are able. A big thank you to the Broncos Community Services Coordinator, Bridget Donnelly, who provided the information for this story, and for all the wonderful work she does along with the Broncos Club and players, which this video is only a fraction of. If anyone else has a good story they wish to share about the game, I will leave my email in the description, and will also be contacting clubs to hear more about the community work that happens around our great game.